Hey guys, it's Vera Wild, and it's time once again for Dear Vera, where I answer your questions about cross-dressing. Today's question comes from Rob. He writes, Dear Vera, I would like to ask you this because it's eating at my brain, and I've been thinking of coming out and telling people about dressing. I've told my oldest friend, but he had a question that I could not answer. The question is, why? And it's weird that I can't answer that because I've done it since I was 3, but I've got nothing to say to that. And if I tell people, I'm pretty sure they're going to have the same question. Well, first of all, from my experience, it's not a question that actually comes up as often as you would think. That said, since obviously you have already encountered someone who did want to know why, it is worth kind of addressing. Now, for some of us, that's an easy question because some of us do have a specific reason why. Some of us, this is part of a transition. We cross-dress in the hope that we are working towards a full transition of a female life. Some of us, we cross-dress because of a certain inherently sexual thrill, which obviously may limit who we're going to come out to in the first place. But if you're someone who this is just part of who you are, and you either haven't examined it as to why, or it's been part of your life for so long that it just kind of is, that is a surprisingly difficult question to answer. And it's one that I myself have actually not had to answer that often, because as I said, not that many people will actually ask that. Well, not directly anyway. They'll sort of dance around it. They'll ask sort of different things that they think maybe are the reasons why. Like, oh, are you transgender? Or, is it this? Is it that? Which I suppose are ways of asking why. But if it is just a part of you, that's really all that you can say is like, I don't do this for something. This is just part of who I am. Why do you like steak more than chicken? Why do you play video games in your spare time? Why do you like football more than baseball? And if it's something that you've just lived with, it just is. These other things people wouldn't overly question. You could be like, oh, I'm a basketball fan. People go, great, awesome. People don't ask why. Which I think just speaks to the idea that cross-dressing is abnormal and therefore we must justify it. But if it's not something you do for a specific purpose, it just is part of who you are. It's just part of your makeup. And I think just sort of putting your foot down, that sounds like drawing a line in the sand. I don't mean get combative about it, but sort of stand your ground on it just is. This is just part of me, and you're my friend, and this is part of me. And if you're going to know me completely, then you're going to know about this. And I think that's probably the best way to address it, is that it doesn't need to have a purpose. And I think maybe that's the thing. Because people think it's unusual, they think, well, there must be a reason. If it was more commonplace, people wouldn't say why. I keep throwing out random examples, but, why do you wear boxers instead of briefs? Why do you prefer to dress up in button-down shirts instead of t-shirts? Everyone just has their little preferences, their little things about themselves that are commonplace enough that nobody questions why. They just let it be. And for some of us, it's the same with cross-dressing. And just sort of laying it out in that fashion might be the best approach if, as your letter seems to imply, you don't have a specific reason for doing all of this. So I hope that was helpful. And guys, I hope you will keep sending your questions. You can either leave a comment down below. You can message me directly through YouTube, or you can email me, verawild@gmail.com. So keep those questions coming. Please take a look at my Patreon. Consider supporting me. Even $1 a month helps. Thank you so much to all of you who already are doing that. And until next time, guys.